Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Sara Jane Abbott. I'm the marketing director of the Evanston Chamber of Commerce, and we've been doing water cooler chats. We're reaching out to our members, talk to them what they're doing, and what we thought today we'd do is talk to some of our dentists. They're reopening slowly, and we thought this was a great opportunity for them to reach out and talk to their patients, potential patients, and just the community in general. So today we have Dr. Patty Krueger, and we're going to ask some questions. The first question we'd love to know is, how are you welcoming back your patients, and what kind of procedures are you accepting right now?
Well, it's Dr. Rob Krueger, and we're welcoming all of our patients back to do all of the procedures that we have always done on the patients. I think it's important for the public to know that the dentists were more or less asked to step aside because of the lack of PPE equipment available to hospitals and physicians during the emergency COVID situation. So we minimized our activities in order to make the few materials that were available to the hospitals more available, and we just attended to emergencies. But now we're doing everything, and for the most part, the patients that we've seen are very, very happy that we're back, and they were dying to have their teeth cleaned and their teeth checked and their teeth fixed and so on and so forth. And so we are doing whatever we can to make them comfortable. We're scheduling longer periods of time so we have more time to clean and sanitize. We're wearing our PPE equipment, which is masks and gloves and shields and special tops and so on and so forth.
And 95 masks.
And 95 masks for the clinical people. And we're also going to be cleaning the air in our facility with special filtration that's designed to kill the virus. And we're hoping that's going to arrive momentarily. But in the meantime, we're just working hard to make everybody comfortable, and we take everyone's temperature to make sure that there's no issues with fevers. We've limited the number of seats in the reception area. We're not allowing guests to arrive. They have to either sit in a chair that's outside the office or stay in their cars so that we don't have any unnecessary exposure. So,
in addition, we're doing a pre-rinse with hydrogen peroxide concentration mixed with water before all treatments, both in hygiene and the doctor's treatment rooms.
This greatly reduces the amount of microbial products that can be in the air from any aerosols that are used, and that's what everybody's concerned with most of all.
Wow, that's great information. I'm learning things because I went to my dentist the end of May. She did not do that wash, so I'll have to mention that to her. But we did wait in the car, and she texted us when we were ready, so there was nobody in the waiting room. She took our temperature, and I couldn't believe how clean everything was. I was like, I just felt like I was in a brand new, that no patients have ever been seen there. It was incredible. All right, so Paul, we're going to hear from Dr. Paul Fischl next.
I think Dr. Krueger summarized that very, very well. Our situation's pretty much identical to what Rob just described. We are not equipped to see patients with the virus, though. So we're over the phone. We're making sure that the patients do not have any of the symptoms, haven't been exposed to it. And we're telling our staff, if you got symptoms, stay home. In the old days, you always had high value for an employee who came in when they didn't feel well. That's gone.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're not equipped to handle patients with the virus. So we're just going to try and make sure we keep this likely patients and staff away. But everything else we're doing is almost identical to what Rob just described. And it's part of presenting a level of confidence in our staff that the patients can feel when they come in. And most of them are very appreciative, just like Rob said. They're happy to be back. They're happy to get their teeth cleaned, especially the ones who were rescheduled from back in March. So some of them are a little bit overdue, and they're delighted to be here.
Exactly.
That absolutely makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And I visited your office as well, Paul, and I was very impressed with all the plexi that you've put up. And I mean, you feel safe, and you feel like it's comfortable, but it's not obtrusive. You still see the people, and it's really nice, actually, nicely done. Dr. Joe, same. It sounds like you're going to repeat the same, but maybe there's something additional, or just welcome people what you're doing.
Yeah, so basically, it is the same as the previous guys were talking about. One thing I made sure of that I did during the hiatus was stay in touch with my patients I texted patients, I called patients, I emailed my whole patient list weekly, just as an update as to what was going on, what I was doing, what they were doing, hopefully staying safe. I also had a whole list of what we were going to do in the office so that they knew prior to even coming into the office what to expect. So, that, and social media as well, and staying on top of that so that people knew what was going on. And so we're also taking temperature and pulse oximetry of all the patients as well as staff every day, and myself as well. And just, like the plexi-glass around as well. I decided to enclose the entire front desk area, thinking that would look safer and be safer for my staff as well. So it's just a matter of presenting the best face we can so that patients, know what to expect when they come in, and when they do come in, that they feel safe. Because some people are still a little bit afraid to come in, and I think, to me, knowledge is what helps in terms of the fear aspect. So people are afraid, and many times people are afraid of the unknown. So by explaining everything to patients so that they get what we're doing, why we're doing it, how it's safe, and I think that really goes a long way into our patient care. So that's basically what we're trying to do.
That's wonderful. Well, and us recording this and sharing it with more people, there'll be more and more comfort levels, and people will be like, okay, I feel good. I can go back to my dentist. So that's really what we were hoping to do as well, as to help you all. Okay, so one other question we'd love to ask is, there is so much going on. We have so much anxiety is created with the COVID-19 shelter in place. And what we'd like to know is what our members, what they're doing for a work-life balance. So I apologize, Patty, I thought you were the doctor. So it's Patty and Dr. Krueger. You both can let us know what you're doing for work-life balance. It's really important to know.
Well, today there's not a lot of options for after work. Now that we're in phase 3, we're trying to get together with friends on a very small group basis, still social distancing, but having conversations, maybe a meal that we share, and just socializing a little bit more. I probably should be more paranoid about the virus, but I'm not. I think that many more people have had the virus than we know, and have not been symptomatic, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that. I think people need to be cautious, but if they wash their hands and just do some basic things to make themselves a little bit more aware of what's going on around them, and keep their distance, they'll be fine. And that, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. There's nothing much you can do about it, but you should just try to live your life. I think it's wrong to never leave your home or your apartment. I think you're doing yourself more harm than good. You need to live your life, or you'll go crazy with all this kind of stuff. Yeah. But we just try to think of fun things to do and see our friends, and we're having a good time. So we're okay.
We're cooking more.
Definitely cooking more.
We're the people who go out to dinner 3 to 5 times a week. So that was a big change for us. But it's been fun. We both enjoy cooking. So we've been experimenting with new recipes and becoming more creative with that. He's golfing again and playing guitar. I'm trying to crochet and cross stitch, but I still seem to find the time.
That's wonderful.
And that's really about it. Trying to catch up on some movies that we've wanted to see, but we're not TV binge people, so we haven't done any of that.
Oh, thank you for sharing. That's wonderful.
Sure.
Paul, what are you doing for the work-life balance?
I'm a very active bike rider, so I'm still out on the bicycle, not on the Chicago lakefront, of course. I don't want Lori to tell me to leave. But I've been out in Barrington Hills, Lake Zurich, and up in Highland Park, Lake Forest. And with the mask around my neck, ready to pop it up when I'm near traffic. But I try and do that every Saturday and Sunday if I can. And then one of our adult children asked if she could move home. It's been awesome to have her back. So reconnecting with her has been really wonderful.
Another partner to go on a bike ride with then too.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool. And Dr. Joe.
Well, I was fortunate. I've got 4 sons, and 3 of the 4 sons actually came back in the middle of March to live with us. All 3 of them, actually 2 of them lived in New York and still do, and 1 of them is in Washington, D.C., and they all decided, let's go home and be in a safe environment. So fortunately for me, I had 75% of my kids home. My other son lives in Lakeview with his wife and child. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see our new granddaughter, who just turned 7 months old 2 days ago. So we saw her for the first couple months, and then we sort of lost touch with her because of COVID. But having the kids home was amazing, and 2 of my kids love to cook. So just like Rob, I've a storm with amazing food and just really staying in touch with them. And it's really been a treasure, because how many times is that going to happen in our lifetime?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, with COVID happening, I think, and many of us, and I just want to say one thing, I'm really proud of our dental profession, because we're on the front lines. So we have to really take care of ourselves as well as our patients. And I don't know of any dentist that is not taking this whole concept seriously and doing our very best efforts to help our patients, help ourselves, and help our staff by taking webinars and talking to colleagues and countless Zoom sessions with colleagues and friends. And we've really been doing everything. So I'm truly proud to be in the dental community, both here in Evanston and nationally, because we're really doing what we have to do for our patients and ourselves. But just in general, work-life balance is really important. But like I said, having a family home was a great bonus for me.
Yeah, I really.
That's wonderful, Joe. I'd like to second that, because during the hiatus, Patty and I probably would spend 8 to 10 hours a day on these webinars that were all over the internet for the benefit of the dentist, to learn about everything we needed to know, how the government was going to help us, what we needed to do to help ourselves and our patients. It was an amazing pull together of the educational side of dentistry to help dentists be on top of things, and it really made a difference, and I too am very proud of the profession for doing that.
That's wonderful. Well, I loved hearing all of the information you guys provided today. Great education, and the fun part of seeing everybody's work-life balance. You play guitar and some crocheting, bike riding, cooking, and having fun with family. So it's really cool. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and enjoy the rest of your Friday and the weekend. And we'll definitely talk soon, and hopefully see each other in August when we're somewhere.
Sounds good.
I hope so.
I know. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Sarah.
great day, everybody. Good